It's not easy to understand why stocks go up and down, but even in volatile markets, there's always a discoverable and logical reason behind price action. Story trading is a social investing community of investors who share information to uncover the hidden stories behind the trade through the 4 pillars of fundamentals, catalyst, sentiment, and technicals. All price action can be understood through the lens of these pillars, allowing for a holistic view that empowers better decision-making. Only by understanding markets can you beat them. Join our community today and start making sense of markets.
All right, welcome, folks. How you doing? Ben Rabizet over here at Story Trading. We also have my partner Joseph Leva from Ascending Capital here. How you doing, Joseph?
Hey guys, hey Ben. Yes, doing well, thank God.
Great. So we're doing something new. I see we have people from all kinds of different platforms because we got this on LinkedIn and we got it on Twitter. So a few people on Rumble and only 4 people on YouTube right now. But so go ahead and spread the word over here. It's storytrading.com/daily update. We're going to try to do a free daily update every day at 1 p.m. for the folks who are not VIP members. If you are a VIP member, we have a show every single morning at 9 a.m. Eastern. We also have our own app, and you get access to some premium features on our app that we're developing. You can download that app at storytrading.com/app. But in any case, what we do at Story Trading and what we do every morning is analyze markets from a multidisciplinary approach. We're not only looking at technicals, we're also looking at fundamentals, catalysts, and sentiment. And what we do is really extremely unique. So we're looking at, we basically have a watch list of about 300 stocks that we know fairly well. We know something about. We'll look at the news feeds. We'll look at the early morning catalyst, and then we'll interpret that catalyst. What impact will that catalyst have on sentiment? What impact will it have on fundamentals? And if it's a positive impact, if it's something calculable with fundamentals that you can do some math formula on, then we'll take that and we'll cross-reference that with the technicals, and we'll come up with the trade plan. Where's the support and resistance level? So we're basically looking for what stock has an upward bias or a downward bias for the day. And again, cross-check that with technicals. We do this every morning. That's the story trading philosophy, right? Looking at everything from those 4 pillars. And it's worked so well. Joseph here was a VIP member of Story Trading and the morning show. Tell us, Joseph, about the morning show you were watching and what it led to.
Yeah, well, so, a few years ago, I used to be trading, and I would look at things and look at price action, and I didn't always think it made sense. I was always looking at it and I'm like, okay, this is just, market volatility. People are buying because they don't know why. They're selling. They're just trading the ups and downs. But then from joining Story Trading, I really did come to realize that everything makes sense. There's always a reason behind something, and I'm seeing that more and more with every day that goes by. Because once you understand the story, it's so much easier to trade. You can have conviction, you can see the flow, and it's beautiful. So yeah, I decided to reach out to Ben, and we got this fun starting, and I'm loving every day. I mean, it's it's been up and down. The ropes of starting a new business is always there, but I think we're getting into a great groove, and the morning show is the start.
So we'll see. So Joseph, hopefully, if this keeps on, if we get traction, all right, every day, this is going to be free. So again, it's storytrading.com/daily update. Let me put that link up here again. There it is. Go, Joseph. I can see some comments here. Look, you got some fans out in the community there. Go, Joseph. So in any case, it's again, storytrading.com/daily update. We'll try to do this each and every single day. And it's just this pre-market show has been so amazingly accurate and profitable for folks that follow it. We just want to reach out and, to show a larger audience what it's capable of. So we're going to do that. We're going to go over what we went over this morning. And pretty much every day, our top picks are crushing the market. So this morning, we had picked DraftKings, Meta, LLAP for the top 3. And we also mentioned BABA, which is up 0.75. You can see from DraftKings and LAP, they're both up 7%. Meta hasn't worked out yet, but it is beating the market. It's roughly flat. So we'll go over those. But I do want to first review what's happening with this Russell rebalance. So I talked about this week, there's 2 major things going on you got to be aware of. CPI Wednesday. So if you're on the morning show, you got a trade idea on how to play that CPI Wednesday, if it beats or if it doesn't beat. And we'll come to the comments. Definitely, guys, I see some comments in the chat. We're going to make room. We'll make this interactive. People have questions. Jimmy, we'll get to you in a bit. But anyway, we got CPI Wednesday. We also have a major event today, which is rebalancing of the NASDAQ was announced Friday after the close. Effect to like July 20th, but you'll see participants front running this because QQQ, the ETF, will have to sell a whole bunch of Microsoft, Apple, Google, and NVIDIA, Amazon. You see that right at the top. And then they're going to have to buy things like Meta, Tesla, I believe, although Tesla's down, but the rest are up. Pepsi, Costco, Netflix, Broadcom, Adobe, Cisco. These are the top ones that they're going to have to put money into. So there's this rebalancing going on. And if you look at the catalyst and you understand it, we did a little research on it. We went and saw what were the rules, what would they have to sell, what would they have to buy, and we came up with this list last night. And we basically predicted that the stocks on the top of this list would be down this morning and the stocks on the bottom of the list would be up this morning. So that was the very first kind of thesis for the day. And it worked out, if you were aggressive with it, even in pre-market. Look, you could have sold Microsoft if you were long or sold it short. Same with Apple. We actually didn't take these plays, but I told you about it. Google, we can't take every play. So even NVIDIA has been down. So this is very, very clearly a rotation being forced by this NASDAQ rebalancing that's happening, and all these other stocks, they have to increase their exposure on them. So with that as a backdrop, how did we do our pick? So Meta was the first one we chose because that's one of the ones they'd have to increase their exposure to, right? They're selling Apple, Microsoft, they'd have to buy Meta. Now, Meta, in the morning, it did work. If you got in pre-market during your show, boom, you got a quick $5, $6, $7 out of it. So congratulations. But if you held on to it, it's been a tough trade. And but it is beating the market. So Meta also has stacked catalysts. That's the concept we talk about at Story Trading a lot. So you have multiple catalysts, 1 + 1. you have a synergistic effect. 1 + 1 = 3, not 2. All right. So with 1 + 1, the other catalyst we had was Meta reached 100 million users within 5 days, the fastest growth of any app in history. So you take that, combine it with this NASDAQ rebalancing. That's why we chose Meta, and it hasn't perfectly worked out unless you were quick in the morning. All right, right there. So that was the first pick. Now going forward from here, it's a little bit tough. I am worrying about the NASDAQ a little bit. Let's see. The NASDAQ, I really want to see this 20-day moving average hold. It bounced off of it today. If we can hold that 20 DMA, I think Meta's safe. Meta's going to do great and outperform the rest of the NASDAQ. But it is a little bit worrisome going into CPI because it's so close to the 20 DMA. If CPI comes in hot, we're dropping below that 20 DMA. So be cautious of that. Okay. Then our next pick was DraftKings. DraftKings we had last week. It was a pick of the day. It was one of our top picks, if not the top pick. Joseph, do you remember, was this our top pick Friday, or what was the top pick on Friday?
Top pick Friday.
DraftKings.
I think it was Rivian, maybe.
It was, well, we had 3, right? Top 3. It was probably Rivian, DraftKings, and I don't know what the third one was.
Might have been LLAP also.
Yeah, they were, wherever they were all home runs. We had like a perfect score on Friday. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was great.
So in any case, we chose DraftKings again 2 days in a row. So, all right, so we got this big move from 25, and again, and by the way, for us in our fund, we kept this as our largest position over the weekend because we had that much conviction in it. And then this morning, because it had a new 52-week high on Friday. 10 stocks that make 52-week highs tend to make new 52-week highs. And you also had this catalyst that was a $36 price target from 30 by Oppenheimer. And just this morning, we saw the strength in pre-market, had strong bids. It was doing better than other stocks in pre-market. So we continued to make this one of our top 3 picks, DraftKings. Look, as far as, so go ahead, Joseph.
No, I just want to say, just on DraftKings quickly, major relative strength throughout the whole day. It's incredible. Likewise, the QQQ was correcting, even RK was going down, and a lot of other growth stocks were going down. DKNG was just keeping up there at the high. And look at it. It's just been strong and steady, keeping above 2840s. It's really, so I'm very happy that we kept it as one of our biggest holdings over the weekend.
Yeah, really I think it is. I think it is our biggest, if not LLAP, one or the other. But in any case, DraftKings, look, target's hard for me. Once you break 52-week highs and you don't really have candles as reference points to look at, you have to go back 5 years. Let's see if we get on a monthly. What I'd like to do with stocks like this is to hold it unless it breaks support, rather than looking for a target anymore, because we're at new highs. 35 is the analyst target, so maybe we make a move towards 35. But in this case, what I'd really like to do is just continue holding this. The fundamentals are strong. By the way, why was this even on our list? Because the fundamentals are good. We read the earnings report, right? The earnings report was great. They beat, and they had another catalyst last week from the analyst note, actually. It was from the Oppenheimer analyst note. They were saying that they're taking market share in the New York area, something like that. It's a very bullish note that wasn't in here, but we shared it on, I think, the Friday morning show. We read it out to you for folks who are VIPs. So in any case, like stocks like this that have strong fundamentals, you can see it's riding up to 20 DMA. So this is something I feel comfortable holding long-term, and I would just hold it until the story changed, right? Until there's like something comes out that says, hey, their fundamentals are going the wrong direction, or you break below the 20 DMA. As you were with me a couple years ago, that's how I rode Air Test Systems, AEHR, from $2.50 all the way to $25 without selling a single share, because the catalyst kept coming and it kept riding up that 20 DMA, right? So there was no reason to sell. That's what I'd like to do with stocks that have all 4 pillars going for them: technicals, fundamentals, catalyst, sentiment, all of that we have going for DraftKings. So I think the play is just to hold DraftKings. LLAP, for those of you who've been following LLAP, this is finally coming together, and it broke resistance. Rivada deal got approved by the ITU. $2.4 billion deal coming in to this $277 million company. Are you kidding me? It's been down because people are worried. Will Rivada actually get the financing they need? And based on the due diligence we did, we reached out to LLAP management. That's what we do at Story Trading that you're not going to get anywhere else. We talked to management. We talked to investor relations, and we were told that the Rivada, the process that's getting them this $2.4 billion that then pay LLAP. LLAP is part of that process. They have complete visibility into it. The bank was at their site a couple weeks ago looking everything over. So they have very, very, like, it sounds like 100% confidence. If you ask me, that's what they're projecting, that the money's coming into Rivada, and that's going to be great for LLAP. There is a question: will they need bridge financing? All right. If they didn't need bridge financing, then this stock would be $3, $4, $5 right now. So that's what I'm going to watch. If they ever put a press release out there, whether it's at the earnings release or some other random press release that comes out, says, hey, look, we have enough cash on hand to reach profitability without needing another raise, then this thing, you can look forward to 100, 200% gains very quickly within days or weeks. So LAP, top pick for us. Joseph, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, something I just want to say about LLAP, just a general point that I see from LLAP is that conviction really matters. Like, I've seen many times getting shaken out of a stock because I didn't know it enough, I didn't have enough conviction, and I went in with the wrong size maybe, and I got shaken out. With LLAP, and just generally when you go into a high conviction play, you just stick to it, and it's beautiful. Obviously, as long as it actually checks out and it works, the trade works. But conviction really matters in trading, and you should only get in when you have proper conviction.
Real quick, because the Wallbox is hitting the targets, right? So we gave this to you. We gave this to you on the morning of June 29th. If you were VIP, opened at $3.14. Is that when we gave it to you? I did. Yeah, that is when we gave it to you. We gave it to you on the morning of June 29th when they had a deal with Walmart, and we gave you two targets. I think one was 4, and the other was the 200 DMA. Well, it's reaching the 200 DMA right now this morning. We didn't hold it the whole way. We sold some at 4. I think we sold our last shares around 450 today. Is that right?
Highest I got was 460.
460. Wow. We got a nice comment from Mask on LLAP. We'll get to him. So yeah, we sold as it approached that 200 DMA. For those of you still in it, congrats. You had better, you held on better than us, but look, it's hitting our initial target there, 472. At this point, with the RSI stretch, I think this is pretty much it. Doesn't mean it can't go higher, but look, I mean, it's about risk and reward. And the time to get in was when the news came out, and the time to get out, that was perfect. Love it.
Yeah.
Another one where we closed out our swing, also perfect. Kodak. Oh my gosh, this was our other one that was a pick Friday morning.
Yeah,
remember that? This was the other one, along with Rivian and DKNG. Right. It was Kodak. We got out of our swing shares after this big move, but we still have our long-term shares. So we've had long-term shares on this ever since they had a great earnings report. I forgot the date of their earnings report. It was probably somewhere in here, probably right around here when it was like 360. So we had a fundamental long-term position because of fundamentals. And then you saw this technical move right above $5. And we decided to get in because it was high volume break of the 20 DMA with no news. And we said, hey, that's usually a good sign. So we got that. We swung to the next technical resistance, which is right around the 580s, the top of these candles right here, 579. You see that? You guys see that? Top of this candle. So around 580. So it hit that target. It overshot it. Went to like 610 this morning. So we sold our swing shares, I think, at around 580. So another one that worked out. It's just like home run after home run on the morning show if you're with us.
Yeah, beautiful.
And that reminded me of Genie. Let's see how Genie is doing, because Genie was another one where we liked the fundamentals and we had a core long-term position, and then we added to it again because it had a strange technical breakout, like strong volume. Where was it? It must have been this day. I think it was this day. See this candle? Or no, it was this candle right here. Okay, we had this big move over here on June 30th, and we said, oh, this thing's moving, breaking these resistance levels at around 613, higher low. So we got in that day, and we actually held through a couple days of volatility, which was tough. We held the 20 DMA. Why did we have that conviction? Because the fundamentals were good, right? That's what story trading is about. Technical trader would get shaken out. So we knew the fundamentals were good. So when it was just playing with the 20 DMA, we kept it. And then, boom, the news came. So this is insider info probably on June 30th. Someone trading on June insider info. We got in. The news came out, expanded partnership with the NFL. And this one, I forgot. I must have hit our swing targets. We're out of swing shares. What's your position on that? We're out of swing shares.
Yeah, we just have long-term. We have a nice long-term position.
We're back to our long-term position. So we swung it, right? So that's another winner we had in the past week. All right, going to Baba. So Baba was a top pick of the day on Friday as well because of the news of Ant Financial getting fined and opening up the way for a IPO. So that worked out great on Friday. Now Ant Financial yesterday announcing they're going to be doing a buyback. So another little pop for BABA this morning. It's a little disappointing action, but it's beating markets, which are essentially flat right now. The NASDAQ and the SPY are essentially flat. So BABA doing better than the overall markets. Man, Wallbox, in retrospect, probably should have just held to the 200 DMA. We sold that a little bit because we called that 200 DMA. We didn't even hold it all the way there. Okay. All right. Can't be perfect. All right. So another one, which, man, we called but didn't even play it. Unfortunate. Carvana, man, we called this back when it was like $15. When it broke this 200 DMA on good news, we're all over this, and we're calling for $30 to $50 on Carvana, and it was our mistake for not making room in our portfolio. We traded a little bit here and there, but we're like, we don't love the fundamentals, and fundamentals is one of the pillars of story trading. In retrospect, we should have just, and we're doing this going forward, we're kind of changing allocate. We should have respected that it has poor fundamentals, so let's just have a smaller allocation rather than not playing at all. But I mean, this technical analysis, we're right on top of this breakout, because the next resistance after that 50-week moving average break was right here. You see these 1, 2, 3, these 3-week candles? That's where it is next. And it was, I mean, there was nothing. And we verified that with Rex. We had our Rex show on, we do with Rex Man once a week for our VIPs. We verified that with him, and he was on the same page with us, 30s to 50s, but we failed to play it. We did note this morning, though, with Vegas, we had alignment. So Vegas, who joins us every morning with her on the VIP show, she looks at dark money flow, looking at different technical indicators, and she also liked this. So we had alignment that which usually indicates that the stock's going to have a great day. And it did.
Yeah, really did. I just want to
alignment. Go ahead. Yeah.
No. So before I get to alignment, I just want to say another thing that I've seen, and I'm going to mention 3 stocks that really show this idea. Is through the story trading method. We're not just stock pickers. You don't just pick a stock and that's it. You pick a stock at the right time. So you're getting, it's easy to pick good stocks, but you're also picking at the major inflection point that you normally catch a lot of times the bottom of that stock for the time. And I think good examples of this is Palantir, Lucid, and Rivian. All of these are very favorite stocks. A lot of people, I've heard people, oh yeah, I'm buying Rivian, I'm just holding, and they ended up buying in the 50s or the 60s, and they're down 50% right now or more. And Palantir the same, Lucid the same. But it was only on your radar when it had a major inflection point, and now it's on your radar. I'm not getting FOMO'd in because everybody loves it. I'm just coming in when it actually makes sense to come in. And look at it. You've caught all 3 of them at some of the perfect times in their history. I appreciate that. It's incredible.
I really appreciate that, because I did avoid Palantir and Lucid for years. And I'm like, I thought these things were overvalued, but Palantir had 2 quarters in a row of profitability. And that was a signal that you go long. And we're under 10 for our VIPs. We're banging the table. We're like, I'm finally interested after years of not being interested. Same thing happened with Lucid. Lucid has been too expensive for too long. They burned too much cash. But after the deal with Aston Martin, I started pounding the table. I said, this is the time to get in. And that was when it was $5.50 just a couple weeks ago. So I mean, the calls have been spectacular. Thank you.
And by the way, now that we're on it, Palantir has real relative strength today. A lot of growth stocks were going down, and it was just going straight up.
Although I will note, it is, but I will note that growth stocks, RK is up 2.7% today. So it is getting a tailwind from RK. But Palantir here up above the 20 DMA. Oh, look at this. It's breaking these resistance levels. The top of the, I lost my, my app froze. Oh no. Okay, here we go. My app is frozen. Okay, I can't get my crosshair. But you can see here the last few days. Okay, let me close the app and reopen it. All right, I'll have to, let's try this with my $17 portfolio at TD. All right, so Palantir, where is it now? All right, okay, let's go to Palantir this way. All right, so Palantir over here, you can see it's broken above these resistance levels, 1580, 1580, 1590, 1580, right? So it just broke above that today, and I think it can revisit at this point. You're going to be $17 is going to be your next resistance on Palantir. So we have a keeping a long-term position in that. One of the things that we've developed, we figured out with our process, we used to try to, when we started this off with the hedge fund a couple months ago, we're trying to do more day trading. Like, let's just focus on the pick of the day, which looks like it should work great. But practically speaking, executing that is really, really hard. It's really hard aside because we have to raise cash at the end of each day. And sometimes it takes more than a day. Usually it's a day. But honestly, sometimes it takes like 2 or 3 days for a catalyst to play out. And we're like, what are we going to do? And we had to like sell the stock. It was really hard to manage. And we figured out in retrospect that the stocks that we're picking on the morning show, whether it be a DraftKings or LLAP or PERI or Wallbox, whatever it is, very often they turn out to be fundamental inflection points for the company, or Lucid. So that's why we've modified our approach to say, okay, we like Palantir back when they had their catalyst. Well, we decided to keep some. So we have an allocation. We have a portfolio that's just basically accumulating like baseball cards, like any stock that we like in the morning, because it seems like it had an inflection point catalyst. So we try to play for the day for 5, 6, 7, 8%, whatever it is. Like, we'll keep some in a long-term account of just like all-star awesome stocks. So that's why we keep Palantir.
And that long-term account is really outperforming, like month after month.
It is. Is that our best performing account, or is it
I mean, within the ACM model, definitely.
It is. It's beating the okay.
In swing, yeah.
All right. Oh wow. So there it is. So yeah, we're identifying inflection points. So for those of you folks who are long-term fundamental investors, that's another reason to pay attention to our show, because we're interpreting these catalysts in the morning and oftentimes identifying fundamental inflection points, which makes the stocks the time to buy it. It makes it a time to buy it and keep it long-term, even if you're not a full-time trader. So lots of value we're giving you there. Wow, cool. Lots of stuff to cover here. Where should we go next? I see PERI. We got Kodak. We talked about Kodak.
Oh, maybe MSOS.
MSOS is speculative right now, right? There's a move because, so you see this initial move last Tuesday was because they announced they're going to be voting on the cannabis bill this month in the Senate. And then we have this move here, which looks like on more volume and bigger moves with no news. I'm thinking, politicians have leaked stuff, or people have an idea that something's going to get passed this month. So it is very speculative. It's broken resistance. So target here, $7.50 on MSOS. It really did break resistance, didn't it?
Yeah.
637, the high of that candle, especially if you can close over 637, then 750 could be your target on MSOS, but definitely much more speculative than some of the other ones we've picked.
Yeah.
PERI has had a great day. We've added to this position because of this breakout on the weekly chart. Look at that 20-week moving average. You see that?
Wow.
Strong fundamentals. Grade. Need them with a $42 price target. So you got stack catalysts there from a multiple pillars from a story trading approach. And all right, let me throw up some of these comments. Let's see.
Yeah.
We got this LLAP. Terran Orbital should see 12 by end of year. So look, I think it depends on can they avoid. Oh wow, what happened here? 1 second. Hold on, we gotta take a detour. Up 7%. Lumber liquidators at the 50 DMA. So this one we're holding because they're trying to be bought out. They had a buyout offer at like $5.96, was it? You remember 5.76, was it?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
I had a buyout offer at 5.76, with which they rejected, and there's been some fund that's like they bought over 10% of the company, and we kept this because we're thinking there's going to be another higher offer potentially. So nice 7% move on LL. A little bit of diversification. Not like a sexy popular name, but happy to be holding that. So right at the 50 DMA. All right. So going back to LLAP from Mask. Look, this is a unforgiving market when it comes to cash. You either have cash or you need cash. And companies that need cash are getting clobbered. If the interest rates were not high, if we didn't have the regional banking crisis, LLAP would be $3, $4, $5 right now on the way to $12. But alas, we did have that regional banking crisis. We do have high interest rates. Companies, if they need cash, it's very, very expensive. And on the open markets, companies have been getting, sharks have been taking advantage of them. So here's one example, XXII, which I'm going to relate a little bit to LLAP. XXII down another 14% today.
Oh,
Another 14%. Down.
Wow.
Yeah. And here's another example. I'll tell you why. Look, at GoEV, down 8% today. 8% they're down. Okay. What's the commonality between GoEV and XXII? It's that they needed cash and they had to make a deal with the devil. They had to raise cash, but give twice the amount of shares in free stock options, otherwise known as warrants, right? So it's like, okay, let's say XXII will sell. Actually, let's do it with GoEV. So GoEV, they sold some shares Friday at 55 cents. But they also, for every share they gave them, they also gave them 2 stock options for free to the upside, 2 warrants for free to the upside. Well, what's that do? That enables the person who participated, the institution who participated in this, to short the stock. Why did they short the stock? Because they have warrants to protect them to the upside. So they're guaranteed to make money whatever direction it goes in. All right? So that's what's happening with GoEV. That's what's happening with XXII. And that's something to be aware of in terms of why is LLAP lower than it is, because the market's saying LLAP still needs money. In fact, they did do a financing a month and a half ago or so, and they also did include warrants, millions of warrants. And, perhaps that's actually why it's taking time. If they didn't have those millions of warrants out there giving a free short to the institutions, LLAP might already be $3-4. So we're probably working our way through all of these warrants and through all of this short activity, basically. It's a lot of short activity because the people have warrants saying it's a risk-free short for me. I don't care what direction it goes. I make money if it goes down. I make money if it goes up. So we have to, the market has to overcome all of those shorts to cause LLAP to go up. So how do we get to 12 mask? We get there, especially if they're able to come out and say, we don't need to raise money again. If and when they say that, yeah, it can be going to 12 and it can be going there fast. But if they have to raise another round of financing, they could get hurt. All right. They could have to sell shares at $1.50 with warrants or whatever, and it could not be pretty. So let's just hope for the best over there. And what else do we have here? It's a lot of stuff. Let's see. If you guys want to.
I see a comment from Jimmy about BKKT. You want to have a look at that, maybe?
Yeah, that was.
I remember that.
I remember that. That was one of these crypto SPACs that. Oh my gosh, it's down to $1.50. Remember, this thing was like $50. Yeah, see, that's right. It was $50. Wow. Unbelievable. So BKKT, what's the comment here? Has been talking about federal crypto coming. Now Fed Snow is out. I'm telling you, they will connect with it. Okay. Well, anyway, crypto definitely has some tailwinds because of Blackstone and Fidelity. So let's take a look at crypto. You can see the crypto watch list. Crypto is up today. The Bitcoin is up 0.5% since the Friday 4 p.m. close. Mara, Riot, MicroStrategy, all been very strong. So we're not playing this right now. When the Blackstone news came out, we did play coin when that Blackstone came out.
You have this is a crypto list?
Yeah.
Overstock?
Yeah, Overstock. Well, are they still involved in crypto? At one point, they had a big holding in crypto. I'm not sure if that was back in Patrick Brin's days, and his no longer with the company. So I'm not sure if they have crypto exposure anymore. That might be outdated. Yeah, okay. I'd have to check that.
Okay.
All right, let me just head back over here. So I'm just going to scroll through. We're going to start wrapping this up soon. I'm going to kind of, so you guys can see what I do during the day. So a couple things I'm looking for is relative strength. Look at that Lucid. Lucid, wow, look at that. Up near 5 days. So Lucid, our target here, I think it was $8. And then the 200 DMA at $9.13 or so. And this is one I think you can keep in a long-term account because I do think it had a fundamental inflection point with that Aston Martin deal. If they get another one, because that's only one, if they get a second one, this thing will just explode, I believe, Lucid. So Lucid, relative strength this morning, looking really good. Oh, Wolf looking really good after that awesome news we had.
Very good. I was going to mention that one. It looks great. Yeah.
filled the gap. Let's get back to 70 after what, $4 or $5 billion in non-dilutive financing. I think it was $4 billion. $4 billion in non-dilutive financing on an $8 billion market cap. Are you kidding me? So that was obviously big news. The market rightfully gapped it, but you do have to fill that gap sometime because there's sellers in there who didn't have a chance to sell. So they're going to be selling, and now it's heading back up towards $70. So that's looking good. It's crazy XXII, huh? Just keeps going down.
Oh.
Netflix is another one beneficiary of the QQQ rebalancing. So we do have a position in this, and there was a big analyst price target increase from 450 to 500. That was on June 27th. So we got into it on June 27th because of multiple pillars, right? We had a bounce off the 20 DMA. So we had the technicals, plus we had the catalyst of a $500 price target. And now you have this relative strength that you should get because of the QQQ rebalancing. So all of that helping Netflix today outperform the NASDAQ and the S&P 500.
Nice to see the QQQ above the 20 DMA again. I think you mentioned that at the beginning, but yeah.
Yeah. Although CPI is Thursday, so it's risky. There's definitely a lot of risk going into Thursday.
Yeah.
Cano's up 10%. So,
yeah, a lot of squeezy plays out there coming through. I recognize VRM. That used to be something that I used to trade back in the day. That's having a nice day.
Is that a patent company? I'm a VRM.
No, VRM. It's they like sell used cars and they swap cars and stuff like that. VRM with for mother.
Oh, Vroom. I'm not familiar with Vroom at all. Yeah. So this is, RK's up. I wonder if they're expecting CPI to come in light this week. So it's interesting seeing RK up so much. Let's take a look at the RK technicals for a second. And then we'll look at Bull real quick. So RK, wow, it's made it all back. So we had that strong ADP report. We talked about this morning on our VIP show. So you can't share everything here on our free show. So, if you want to become a Story Trading VIP at storytrading.com/app, download our app. You can install that, become a VIP. But very interesting price action with ARK. So this price action really closely associated with what happens with inflation and interest rates. And if you study this, you can come up with a good plan of action for Thursday on CPI. So right now it looks like folks may be expecting CPI to come in lower than expected Thursday, possibly. Something to look into, something to consider. Do we still have Intel?
We do in the long term, yeah.
Yeah, Intel. That was that AI? No, okay, was Intel because they bought? No, that was IBM. IBM bought the AI company, Intel. What was the thesis on this? You got to remind me. Oh my God.
I remember we got out because there was something with Apple, and then we there was some good news. I can't.
We don't have a big position, obviously, because if we did, we knew what we were talking about. We'd have a big position. So we have a small position in Intel. It must have been something with AI. I think it has something to do with AI. I think we're just establishing a position in a mega cap that really hasn't had a move or pulled back and is bouncing off the level, and we're thinking it can have AI move. But speaking of, let me just cover IBM, and then we're gonna get going. VRM is a sympathy move of Carvana, Mask is saying. So IBM, this one, interesting because they bought a IT company like 10 days ago or so with a little AI. Watson AI. IBM really hasn't had like an AI move. Look at that, really flat line. So I'm comfortable holding IBM here in case it does become an AI play, similar to Amazon. Amazon, I think, can also become an AI play with Amazon Alexa and all. But look, all right, the stuff we really focus on, the stuff we're great, what's going to do great today, right? We tell you that at 9 a.m., day after day after day. We're killing it on our morning picks. Look at DraftKings. It's still hitting higher highs, right? LLAP for the day, up 5-6%. We expect to kill it again tomorrow. Of course, you're not always going to kill it every single day, but on average, we're finding you 3, 4, 5 stocks every morning on average is going to crush how the rest of the markets are doing. So I'm happy we did that again today. And if you guys want to see us live tomorrow, again, you can go to storytrading.com/app and we'll see you live at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Got any last words, Joseph?
No, just thank you. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thanks, Ben, for your incredible work. And we'll try and bring value every day.
Sounds great. Good luck, guys. Have a great afternoon.